am posing. Doing great.
This is a word. Watching the grass grow.
Hi! I really hope you liked watching that video. It was really nice to get out and do some hiking, given everything. I've been watching a lot of kraigadams hiking videos, and I wanted to see if I could emulate some of the filming techniques that he's been doing in his videos. Specifically not doing a whole lot of talking and doing a lot of static shots. Let me know if you liked it or not. I thought it was pretty great not having to do a commentary on everything that's happening and kind of just, you know, telling the story and letting it happen the way it did. So I think I'll probably do it more going forward, but let me know what you thought. The crew this time was my dad and two of my friends. So my dad is my dad, obviously. David is the same David that came with us last year when we hiked in the Sawtooth Wilderness. And then Justin is another friend that lives in our neighborhood, and he had never been backpacking before. We did this hike in mid-September. We actually drove the 10 hours from Kansas to the trailhead in one shot and got out on the trail Sunday afternoon. We did 4 days and 3 nights out on the trail. The weather was fantastic the whole time. I'd say the highs were probably 60s and 70s, and then the lows were maybe in the low 40s. We did have a couple sprinkles while we were out there. That was day 3, but nothing that, wasn't manageable or, confined us to the tents all day or anything like that. It's basically perfect weather. The fall colors were really coming out while we were there. The yellows and the oranges were pretty cool to see. I don't usually hike this late in the hiking season, so getting to see the fall colors come out was really, really cool. In the Lost Creek Wilderness, there's a ton of places where you can start and stop your hike, but we started our loop from the Goose Creek trailhead, and we did the smaller 23 or 24 mile loop. There's actually several loops in the area, and they all kind of touch each other in different places. So we did the smaller one, but that one easily connects to the bigger loop that goes around. And we'd actually planned on doing a bigger loop, which would have been, I think, like 55 miles or so. But once we got out there, we decided that, it'd probably be better just to do a less strenuous loop and lower mileages every day, so that we could actually enjoy ourselves and not be destroyed trying to meet like 12 to 15 miles a day, so that we could get back to the car on time. Our daily mileage was roughly 4 miles on the first day, 5 miles on the second day, 6 miles on the third day, and 9 miles on the last day. I know there were a lot more switchbacks on the trail than what are really indicated on the maps, so that added a ton of steps to what we were doing every day. I'd say, if estimating, it was probably like 25 or 26 miles total. The main thing you really need to know about hiking in this area is that water is very, very, very limited when you're hiking this late in the season. Every trip report that I read said that water was plentiful in like May and June, but then as the summer wore on, there was definitely less water. And those reports are 100% accurate. So starting at the Goose Creek trailhead and going counterclockwise the way that we did, your water in Goose Creek is going to dry up after like 2.5 miles maybe. The campground that we stayed at the old historic buildings had a stream running past it, and I would say it was barely a trickle. I mean, there was enough water flow to get water in your bottles, but probably another week or two and it's gone. After that, if you continue going counterclockwise, there is no water until you get to where the cave is at Lost Creek. So Lost Creek runs on the north side of the loop, and it cuts through some rocks and creates a cave formation, and there's no water till you get there, and that's like 5 miles. Refrigerator Gulch is in between the historic buildings and that cave system, and it's completely dried up. The reports I read said that there was water early in the season, but by the time we got there, it was completely dry. Continuing on around the loop, after you leave the cave, Lost Creek will have some water in it for like a mile, and then after that, there's no water. So we hiked from the caves up to Hay Creek, and Hay Creek was completely dried up, and fortunately, we made the decision to fill up all of our water bags and haul those up the hill with us to go to Hay Creek, because we had a feeling it would be empty, and we were right. So we had we had three bags with us plus all of our water bottles, and that's all we had for half the day on the third day and then half the day on the fourth day, because there was no water to fill up at Hay Creek. So going up and over Hankins Pass from Hay Creek, there's no water again, and the first time you can find water is probably like 6 or 7 miles up and over Hankins Pass. So you're getting really close to the trailhead again, going counterclockwise before you find water. So either go early in the season or have a really high water carrying capacity, because it's hard. This is the first trip I've ever had where I had to really think about my water carries and manage my water intake and everything, because I didn't know where the next water would be. As far as the vertical elevation is concerned, the Hankins Pass area is going to be the highest point on the trail. Hankins Pass isn't even the highest point, it's the area around it. So if you're going counterclockwise, you go up to the highest point, which was 11,600 feet, and then you go down, and then you go over Hankins Pass. So the vertical elevation going counterclockwise, it's going to be brutal on your last day. If you go clockwise, it's going to be brutal on your first day, but either way, we're talking very, very, very steep elevation gains in a very short amount of time. So do your cardio and get ready for that, because it's either going to be your first day or your last day where it's straight uphill and the switchbacks are steep and it's hard. It's really hard hiking, so be ready for that. Overall, this is an area of Colorado that I've never really spent a whole lot of time in. The aspen trees and the rock formations really gave me a Utah vibe, or at least how I perceive Utah to be outside of its desert areas. Never actually been to Utah, so I don't know, but looking at videos and pictures, that's what the vibe gave me. I'd really like to go back and do the upper part of the loop, the part that connects to the Colorado Trail, and maybe we'll do that next summer or sometime soon. Who knows? If this is helpful to you, or you plan a hike based on this video, let me know. I'd love to hear what your experience was, and I'd like to know whether or not this helped you, and if this format is useful for you, or if you enjoyed it. Otherwise, that's all I got. I'll see you again soon. Last night was the first time in my life that I slept with my vestibule door just like rolled up all the way up. This nylon's not going to protect me from anything, but like if I can't see out, nothing's going to happen. Justin, how you feeling?
Tired. That's about it.
David forgot his sunglasses, so he gets to be part of the walking back to the camera process. Welcome.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah. Go up to your right. Go up to your right and then turn and look down the valley. Chicken salad. I am a man to test fate.
Weeks from now, I don't think there's any more leaves on any of these apples.
Well, when the leaves are falling, that's the indication that the bean harvest is going to start soon.
You gonna stick around for that?
Now I want to go home.
Bear.
Hmm?
Bear.
Are you pointing at Justin? Ugh.